Good evening, this is Steven, your Shapr3D daddy. And what we're going to do today is we're going to make this very lovely curved object. Maybe it's an arrowhead. Maybe it's the decorative top of a wrought iron fence. Or maybe, who knows, it's a very nice decorative end to a curtain rod. But we're going to use the intersect tool to get this. Get these nice curved edges, curved side, the profile, along with these faceted edges. And why don't we start? So what we're going to do is let me first delete this, and I'm going to show you how to start this off. Get this out of the way. So what we're going to do is go to the right, left, doesn't make a difference which side, front, back, because this is going to be a symmetrical object. It doesn't make a difference what side you start on, as long as you're not doing the top or the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the line tool, the sketch tool, line, and then what we're going to do, this is going to be our bottom, and then we're going to go up 10 inches. So let's make this 10 inches. The bottom, and this is the top. Next thing we're going to do is go back to our line tool, start from the bottom, move over 1 inch, 1 inch. We go up 1 inch. We're going to curve this in. You pick how far you want it to curve in. I'm just going to have it go up so it looks like this. Then we're going to go up another 1 inch with our line tool. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way out here, depending on how wide you want your arrow to be. I'm just going to make it this far, 4 grid spaces over to help emphasize what this looks like. And this is going to be the bottom, and we're going to double click off to get off our line tool. Next thing we're going to do is going to go to our arc tool. And we're going to start from here, from this endpoint here, and then we're going to go to the top where we created it before. Now you can make this any curve you want. You can make it out here if you want, you can make it here, but since we're making this arrowhead, we're just going to leave it like that. So right now what we have is, whoops, I hate it when it does this. We have our profile. We have our first half of our arrowhead. What we want to do next is we want to mirror this so we have the full profile of our arrowhead. So what we're going to do is I like to hit the escape key because I'm using a Windows machine. Hit the escape key so that deselects all the tools here. And I'm just going to select here. So now we have the sketch plane fully selected. We're going to go to More, Mirror, and then we're going to select this line here, which I guess you would consider would be the spine of the arrow, or the very center of it. And we just click on that. And as you can see now, we have a fully mirrored copy. This side is the same as that side, and that side is the same as this side. So now once we've done that, we go to the done or the blue check mark, and voila, isn't that beautiful? Now we have 2 perfect copies. The next thing we're going to do, and let me just make this point out, we're going to, once we select these 2 items, these 2 sketch planes, we're going to extrude it to create a full body. The important thing is when we extrude this, the extrusion depth that we create has to be greater than the width of these 2 sides. So let's say if this was like 10 inches from that side to that side, when we extrude it, the depth has to be greater than 10 inches or it won't work, or we'll get a distorted object. Now what you can do is that you could either measure this to make sure you get it the right width by just taking the line tool, going to the line tool, and starting from here to here, and that's telling you when you complete that, it's 8 inches, as you can see here. It was 8 inches wide. See, it's 8 inches wide. So that's going to tell you when you extrude this, it has to be greater than 8 inches or it will not work. So let's go back. So what we're going to do, again, I'm using a Windows machine. I hit the Shift key, click one side, click the other side, hit E to extrude it, or it automatically defaults to extrusion. And then what you're going to do is you're going to extrude it. Extrude, please. Thank you. And remember, so now you can see it's out to 8 1/8 inches. As you can see the measurement here, it's 8.0625 inches, so that's going to be deep enough. And I'm going to show you, after we do this, what happens when you don't extrude it further than the full width of the profile. So now we have it extruded. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on it so the whole body is selected. We're going to click on copy, and from our move rotate tool, we're going to select the arrow that's going to allow it to rotate on, I believe, the Y axis, the up and down axis, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Now the next thing we're going to do is that, as you can see, we have a selected copy and we have the unselected original, and we rotate it on its exact vertical center. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the More tool, if you want to call it just More, and then we're going to go to the Intersect tool. Click on the Intersect tool, and then what we're going to do is we're going to select the original, the unselected original, and then we're going to hit the Done tool, the Done button or check mark or whatever the heck it's called. And as you can see now, we have our 4-sided object with our very beautifully curved edges. Now this could be, now that I think about it, you could use this as a lampshade, make a heck of a lampshade. Now just for better purposes, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this sketch plane here. As you can see, you have these curved sides. Now there are other ways you could probably make this. You could loft this. You could, maybe use the sweep tool and or something else, and then start scaling and stuff like that. The reason why the intersect tool works best with this, the intersect tool allows us to get these exact curves the easiest way. Yes, there's always another way of skinning a cat, whatever the proper term is, but I have found from using this application, this is the best way of getting complicated exact sides, where you get this nice curve exactly the way you write it out, and you can still get these nice flat faceted sides, or you could put all sorts of details into the original profile, and they will copy around how many sides you want to make it. Now you're saying to yourself, Stephen, that's wonderful, but you know what? I needed this. This is only 4 sides now. 1, 2, 3, 4. But what I need it to be is 8 sides. How do I do that? So what you do is we're just going to do what we just did before. Select the whole body, as you can see here. Then we're going to do what we did before. Now remind you, we did this 90 degrees. We rotated it 90 degrees to do this. So what we need to do is to get twice as many sides as we're going to copy, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it 45 degrees. As you can see, 45 degrees. The exact same thing, More, Intersect, click on it, done. There you go. Now you've got 8 sides on here. Now if you said, 8 sides for suckers. I need 16 sides, Stephen. Give me 16 sides. Do the exact same thing again. First time we did 90 degrees. The second time we did 45 degrees. So if we need 16 sides, what's half of 45? 22.5. So what we do is, again, double click on it to select the full body, copy, rotate. Now 22.5 degrees ain't going to come out, and not unless you go here where you can click on the exact rotation. Click on that and type in your 22.5 again, which is half of 45. And there you go. Now you have 16 sides. Do the same thing again. More. Intersect. Select. There you go. You're done. Now you have 16 sides. It's a rounder, smoother shape. Again, you have your beautiful curve, which way you want to sculpt it, draw it out to be. Plus you have this nice faceted sides like that. And the underside here, you can see you have, again, faceted sides. You have these straight sides here. And there you go. There is your very nice whatever you want it to be. It looks like a lampshade. Looks like a lamp. Whatever you want it to be. Sky's the limit. So let me show you what happens if you do not extrude it. The extrusion ends up being deeper than the actual width of the full profile that we drew out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up to the first step. So I'm going to, because again I'm working on a Windows machine, I'm going to hold down Control Z, and I'm going to back this up to the original body. Now remind you, if I'm correct, this is 8 inches. Doesn't make a difference. So this is 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push back the extrusion to, let's make it 5.5, 5, less than the 8. So I have it as 5.56, whatever. Do the same thing as we did before. Double click on it. Copy. Come on. Copy. Copy. Rotate 90 degrees. Come on. Now do the same thing again. Intersect. Select. There you go. See what happened? It does not have that beautiful curved shape anymore. Because because it wasn't wide enough to fit, to intersect, to basically sculpt the whole thing. What it did, it kind of cut it off. It doesn't have the curve anymore. If you look at this now, it's kind of got the curve, then it got cut off. So that's what happens when you don't get that nice curved shape we originally created. What you do is you get kind of this cut off. So that's the importance of doing it. So that's pretty much what I got for you. I hope you learned something from this today. I'm going to be doing some other tutorials. You were lucky enough, or I should say that I was fortunate enough to have you on my first inaugural tutorial as Shapr3D Daddy. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Like, share, whatever, subscribe, all that other stuff you're supposed to say after a YouTube video. And